American. Looks like here we go again. See the world through.
On a cold December morning, I met Congressman Keith Ellison at Marina Grill Northeast. I talked to him about President Obama's reaction to the school massacre.
Father, he's crying, almost sobbing, and I expect him to come as a leader, come to do something about the guns culture and be a leader and take this a chance and take some action.
As it relates to the period going forward. Then the next period, the period coming up, people want action, and I think there are 4 things we could do right now. One, there's something called the TART amendments. Now the TART amendments basically say that the federal government is not going to fund the ATF and the FBI unless they throw away the background check information within 24 hours after doing it. We should get rid of these TART amendments and allow the ATF and the FBI to do their job. This is the kind of thing that we need to do. 2, we need to close the loophole as it relates to gun shows. You can go to a gun show, buy any kind of gun you want, and avoid a background check. 3, we need to have background checks on anybody who buys a gun. And then 4th, we need to get rid of these gun show, we need to make sure that we get rid of these high capacity clips.
So you haven't even addressed the Second Amendment. Is this still intact?
Oh, well, the Second Amendment is stronger than ever. I mean, the problem is we literally have people who want to extend and increase gun availability. So for example, we have people passing conceal and carry laws, stand your ground laws, all kinds of laws that allow people to carry guns more places. And this is, of course, endangering our society. 10,000 people a year in America get killed by gun violence. This is an epidemic. No other nation in the world suffers gun violence the way we do in the United States.
11 in Japan.
11, yeah, in a year. And so the bottom line is there is something wrong with our culture as it relates to guns.
Must be like a commitment, a national commitment from, it's the same as a national commitment to counterterrorism. Why can't we do the same thing with something is already happening? You said 10,000 people get shot every year. So,
well, yeah, we need a national commitment. I can tell you I have that commitment. Several people in Congress also have that commitment. But we're fighting against the National Rifle Association, the NRA, which is a very well-funded lobby that tries to intimidate members of Congress. And these people, their biggest goal is to make sure that they spread more guns, where our goal needs to be that we protect the public.
Do you think that next 4 years we're going to see major transforming action programs from him?
Well, there's a few things I think he needs to do. One thing is, I think that as we see so many changes taking place in the Middle East, Obama needs to help lead the process of change, because as the Middle East changes, the United States cannot stay the same. We cannot try to force the Middle East back into these old relationships. They won't allow it. But the United States needs a leader that can help manage the change so that we can have a relationship based on mutual benefit, mutual respect, as he said. Remember the Cairo speech? Seems like 1,000,000 years ago. Yeah. Because even though he articulated the right values during that speech, he now has found that it's a little bit more difficult to align those values with action. He does need to be more aggressive in terms of Israel-Palestine. We've just seen the Palestinian people non-violently, peacefully, and multilaterally go to the UN to become a non-member state. And the United States stood opposed to that. 138 countries said, let Palestine be a recognized non-member state. 9 countries said no, including the United States, Palau, Israel, and Canada. If he wants to be a great president, not just an ordinary president, but I'm talking about Lincoln, Roosevelt, great president, I think that he needs to step up and be a leader in this area.
Michelle Bachmann was accusing that the Brotherhood, Muslim Brotherhood, penetrating the Ikhwan Muslimin, penetrating our federal government.
Right.
And Ikhwan Muslimin are Obama is perceived.
Oh, by the way, an American reporter in Cairo went to the Muslim Brotherhood office and asked them, have you guys infiltrated the U.S. government?
Yeah.
And they said, we haven't even infiltrated the Egyptian government.
Tell me a story about when you were, tell me how it feels being in Tahrir Square, being with all those people that CNN or all those people, conservative mainstream media, bring them out, vicious, scary stuff. You were in the midst of all that.
Well, let me just say, I love the Egyptian people, you know, and I wish I could travel.
Not the one in Minnesota.
Well, I like the ones in Egypt, in Minnesota, anywhere. The people are concerned, they're passionate, they care, they want a better Egypt, they believe that Egypt can be a better nation, and they believe that the best days of Egypt are not in the past, but are in the future. Three of us, me and two friends of mine, Ahmed Badir and Ahmed Ghanim, one from Michigan, one from Florida, and they make this big announcement. And I have pictures of this, and I'll send them to you.
Yeah.
And he says that Ellison, he'll answer any questions you want. So one guy walks up, and he says in Arabic, "You expect us to believe this guy is a member of Congress from the United States? I know this guy. He lives 3 blocks down and 2 blocks up. He ain't no member of Congress. He ain't no member of U.S. Congress." So after he figured out I couldn't speak Arabic well enough to be be who he said I was. They started asking me questions. They asked me a ton of questions. One is, what should we do about unemployment? How am I going to feed my kids? Wow. Should we have an Islamic government? Should we have a secular government? Just ask me literally, 25 questions. And I tried to answer them all to the best I could. But I assured them, that the people of America and the people of Egypt have everything in common. Egyptian American, then you got to be involved in your American government to help shape it so that it can be responsive, so we can have a good Egyptian-American relationship. I say to my friends who are from the Egyptian-American community, be a part of helping to build a constructive, good relationship between the United States and Egypt. I do listen to the people who care about Israel. They come to my office, they tell me their views. Sometimes I support them, sometimes I don't. I was opposed to the rocketing from Gaza into Israel. There was a bill to help Israel protect its citizens from that. I supported that. But at the same time, I went to Gaza and I said that the blockade of Gaza was wrong and that needed to end too. I try to be fair.
Does Israel need the support on that? It seems like they're doing a good job on their own.
Well, the thing is, as a member of Congress from the United States, I have to listen to all my constituents. Some care about Israel, some care about Palestine. I have to care about both.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're right. The Israeli...
The sense of proportion is really...
Right. No. I mean, Israel's a much stronger nation. There's no question about it. But I still have to convey to my constituents that I have not abandoned them.
Not the interest of Israel or interest of Palestine. You are looking at the interest of the country that you are a Congress of.
I am 100% American congressman. And there's not one nation in this world, not Palau, not Canada, not Israel, not Palestine.
Not even Egypt.
Not Egypt, whose interest comes before that of my country, the United States.
Well, congratulations for your fourth term, and what are the things that you are proud of in the last 2 years?
Well, I am very proud that we've made some very good strides on housing. So, for example, we passed a bill that would allow people who are tenants, who live in rental housing, when their landlords go into foreclosure, they have 90 days before they can be pushed out of their unit, whereas before they used to have to get out on any in immediate notice. We're continuing to protect the financial bill, the Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, so-called Dodd-Frank, trying to make sure that we protect the American consumer against abusive lending practices that cause so many to be in foreclosure. Of course, we're still fighting this.
President Obama winning another term, 4 years. Sure. Isn't it the time for him to declare that he is a closet Muslim?
Yeah, I think that's about time. Faint of heart.
No, it's not for people.
But I want to ask you to keep doing what you're doing, man. This is an incredibly important broadcast that you do, getting the word out. You're you're undermining this stereotypes around Arab Americans, and you are getting quality information out to the public. So I just want to say to you, thank you so much.
No, it depends on a guest like you. I don't have to do anything. So thank you so much, Congress Keith Ellison at the Marina Grill, Northeast, and we'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum. God bless you all.
No.